The big city tells its own unique stories. There are small stories merging into an endless story in every building, in every corner, and near the river, in monuments, trees, and people. Visitors primarily are eager to see the Bronze Horseman in any weather when they come to St. Petersburg. And then they start their wonderful journey on a river tram along architectural ensembles that seemed to be a silent music, according to the Russian poet. Janat Bakhtai, the leading soloist of the Astana Opera House, is glad to return to the city of the Neva. She found some time before the rehearsal and decided to go on a tour around the city with us. But even here, we spoke about work, about the new version of Gioacchino Rossini's opera, The Silken Ladder. Janat Bakhtai plays the part of Julia, who has secretly married Dorville whilst she lives at her guardian Dormund's house. This time, she is going to perform this part on the stage of the St. Petersburg Chamber Opera State Chamber Musical Theatre as part of the 4th International Chamber Opera Festival. We will open the magic box that keeps secrets in the old mansion of Baron von der Vis in the heart of northern Palmyra. People come here not only to enjoy the rare examples of chamber music, but also to see the historical heritage inherited by the theatre. They found a bizarre grotto and a Moorish hall shining with gold leaf which survived during the German invasion.
Театр появился 32 года назад. Основатель, великий мастер, маэстро
The theatre was built 32 years ago. Maestro Yuri Alexandrov, who actually devoted most of his life to theatre, founded this theatre. He is a Russian world-famous director who staged performances in all the famous opera houses in the world. He is a great man, a great director, and an opera expert. We have performances and concert programs, but now we pay more attention to excursions and the history of this palace. The government did a great job to upgrade this building, and the palace will still be renovated further. This is all for the citizens and guests of our city. The theatre is the favorite brainchild of Yuri Alexandrov, just like the event which is being held for the 4th time here.
Моего любимого Казахстана – это особый случай в нашем фестивале, потому что очень интересные коллективы, замечательно показались венгры, латыши замечательно показались, греки. А сегодня я испытываю особые чувства.
The arrival of my beloved Kazakhstan is a special occasion of our festival because we have very interesting companies here. We are happy to welcome Hungarians, Latvians, and Greeks at the festival. Today, I have special feelings because I spent 15 years of my life working in the Kazakh opera in different years. It was a very difficult period when Nur Sultan became the capital city. Nur Sultan Nazarbayev invited us because he wanted to open a new opera house in the capital. It was a difficult period because we created the theatre from the very beginning, but we managed to build such wonderful theatre with its soloists and orchestra. Our festival aims to show music and plays that are not familiar to the audience in St. Petersburg. Therefore, Rossini's The Silken Ladder is a very important performance for us because we never staged this opera. Rossini is a great composer. It was a great music school and it's interesting to listen to his music. The opera has all the necessary elements of the wonderful Italian opera. Therefore, the fact that the Kazakh team will produce such a complex work means that they are developing in a good way.
Все атрибуты замечательной итальянской оперы. Поэтому то, что казахи, мои дорогие, привезли такую работу, такой сложности, говорит о том, что они развиваются.
The Silken Ladder is a new project of the Astana Opera House, which was initiated recently, as well as the premiere of the Piccolo Chamber Theatre. The chamber orchestra joined the creative experiment of the Kazakh theatre, led by the conductor of the performance, honored worker of Kazakhstan, Abzal Mukhitdinov.
Вот с этого начинается
Подготовка к спектаклю.
We have started the preparation for the performance. As soon as you put on a costume, you immediately immerse in this role. The process of preparation is also important.
Сам костюм обязывает войти в образ той эпохи.
Jan Tapin is an honored worker of Kazakhstan and laureate of international competition. He studied at vocal school in Italy. He plays the part of Dorville, Julia's lover in the Silken Ladder opera. Rossini's music is not simple. There are so-called Rossini soloists, the soloists who sing only Rossini's music. The day after tomorrow, I will perform the part of Lenski. It's very difficult. It is the so-called technique, the agilita technique. It is not easy to perform. It feels like a challenge for any soloist. When they told us about the Silken Ladder opera, we thought about where it came from. I had not heard about this opera before. And then, when we knew more about this opera, when we started to learn the arias, we became very excited over it. It turns out that the Silken Ladder opera is staged for the first time in St. Petersburg. It is an honor for us. Kazakh theater presents the opera for the first time on this stage. Yevgeny Chainikov is a favorite soloist of the public. He started his career as a soloist at the Baisitova Theater after graduating the local music school. He also took part in the internship in the United States. Today, he plays the part of Blanzak.
Oh, senza cerimonie.
Despite being a one-act opera, the Silken Ladder became a challenge for him.
Как и в любой опере Россини, там очень много.
As in any Rossini opera, there are a lot of short notes. It's hard to play in comedy, and to make the audience laugh is not so easy. It is good that we have this opera in the theater's repertoire, because for a person who has never seen an opera, I would advise him to come to such an opera. Nobody is killed, nobody is poisoned, and there's no tragedy. You just enjoy the performance.
Никакой трагедии там нет.
Honored worker of Kazakhstan, Azamat Jeltir Guzov, will perform the part of the servant Germano. He is now working with makeup artists.
Технически эта партия очень сложная, потому что Россини всегда писал очень красочно.
Technically, this part is very complicated because Rossini always wrote very colorful and technically complex works. His works are full of small details. You should be careful while singing. For me personally, this is a good experience. The opera is short, one act. It goes on for an hour and a half. At the same time, it is interesting. I am also a cheerful and an open person. Maybe we have something similar with my character.
Тоже очень веселый, открытый человек. Может быть, чем-то похоже.
The soloist wore luxurious clothes. Ramzat Balakishiev plays the part of Dormon. He is going to the stage. The soloist, accompanist, and director are waiting in anticipation behind the scenes. More spectators are entering the chamber room. This evening turns into a warm celebration thanks to the long-standing theatrical friendship of the two cities. And now, the action begins. Gioacchino Rossini created this one-act comic farce opera at the age of 20 for the Venetian San Moise Theatre. There are only 6 soloists on the stage, but the plot is not a boring one. People laugh at each scene. The viewer is captivated by the sparkling humor and lively improvisation, virtuoso vocal and instrumental parts. It was wonderful, great scenery, great costumes, and incredible voices and magnificent troupe. We are very glad to see you here. Greetings to Kazakhstan.
Спасибо вам большое. Большой привет Казахстану. Мы в последнюю очередь купили билеты.
We bought tickets in the last minute. We are very pleased that we attended this performance. It was an incredibly good singing.
Виденного и услышанного.
Коллеги, браво!
Colleagues, bravo, congratulations. The audience in St. Petersburg applauds. We were very pleased to be here today and to see such a wonderful musical opera team.
Оперный коллектив.
For the St. Petersburg public, the Astana Opera Tour was a big event. Music critics and cultural observers gathered in the hall. According to their opinion, the spectators were happy to see this bright performance in the gloomy weather in St. Petersburg.
Помню гастроли 2002, если не ошибаюсь, года в Москве, когда привозили казахскую национальную оперу Тулебаева, да, Биржан Сара Травиату.
I remember when the theater staged Tolebaev's Kazakh National Opera Birjan and Sara and Traviata in 2012 in Moscow. Then, after a few years, the Astana Opera Theatre staged Verdi's opera Attila in St. Petersburg. Today, they presented Rossini's Silken Ladder opera in the northern capital of Russia. Today's show is a special one because performing of Rossini's music requires special attention. It's not easy to perform. The composer's style is complicated. It is always a challenge for soloists. Today, Rossini's style was present in singing, in the orchestra in particular.
Россиневский стиль присутствовал, скажем так, вот, в пении, в оркестре в особенности.
The lights were dimmed. Behind the scenes, the soloists are talking about the reviews. Rossini's opera is easy to perform. Everything went perfect. Although this time somehow it was different. This is probably due to the fact that we are giving a concert in another country on a different stage. We were a little tired. It was difficult to adapt to new conditions. But in the middle of the play, everything was great. We performed the opera in one breath. We received tremendous energy from the audience. This, I think, helped us to perform perfectly.
Я не первый раз встречаюсь с замечательным театром Астана Опера. Вот. До этого, естественно, я был на нескольких спектаклях и просто слушал. Вот. Ну и...
This is not the first time I have worked with the soloists of the Astana Opera House. Before that, I was at several performances as a visitor. It is good that we already had several meetings. A year ago, we produced Puccini's opera, La Bohème, together in Karaganda. And this year, we staged Yevgeny Onegin opera. We were pleased to collaborate with the Astana Opera House because it is always nice to meet wonderful soloists with a very good school. It is obvious that soloists who were taught to sing Italian opera performed La Bohème opera, and soloists who knew how to sing Russian opera performed the main parts in Yevgeny Onegin opera. This opera has a completely different style of singing. It was an absolutely brilliant performance. And my orchestra and the whole Karaganda audience will be happy to attend this performance in February in Karaganda.
Мой оркестр, и я думаю, что вся карагандинская публика с удовольствием встретит этот спектакль в феврале в Караганде.
The tour was held as part of the modernization of Kazakhstan's identity program with the support of the Ministry of Culture and Sports of Kazakhstan. Each performance of the Silken Ladder staged by Astana Opera House was a great success. The team of the St. Petersburg Chamber Opera State Chamber Music Theatre will return the tour on November 9 and 10 to the capital of Kazakhstan.